everyone, welcome back to another really fun episode of Dinner with Danielle. I'm super excited to be here today. We have such good recipes in store for you. This whole series is going to be back to basics. That's right, the dinner recipes that you guys created. The basic recipes that you need to make on a busy night when you're out doing a million things, but you need something quick and delicious and hearty and yummy. That's what this series is all about. Amazing, yummy, delicious dinners. Today's episode is all about building blocks. In my mind, when you make dinner, you make one or two elements, right? Like you make a pasta, you make a chicken, you make a meat or a fish, but then you need things in your fridge. You need a really well-stocked and well-organized fridge so that you can pull things out and take from everywhere to create this beautiful meal without having to work so hard. The first thing we're gonna start with is my Caesar dressing. You've seen it already. It is a staple in my fridge. If it's not a staple in your fridge yet, I'm assuming it's because you haven't made it already, because it's addictive. So here we go. I'm just gonna throw everything in a food processor. Mayonnaise, mustard, garlic, salt, pepper, lemon juice. We have a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I personally like to use the fish-free imitation Worcestershire sauce. It tastes delicious, and then I don't have to worry about if I'm using the Caesar dressing for a chicken salad or something like that. So we're gonna go in with a teaspoon of that, a teaspoon of the red wine vinegar, drip, drip, drip. And now we just want to get this all blended up. Once your garlic is fully incorporated and the rest of the ingredients are mixed really well, we're just going to turn it on and slowly stream in our oil. And that's it. The best, most addictive Caesar dressing ever. Okay, we're gonna get this into our jar, pop it in the fridge, and boom, Caesar dressing for the next 2 weeks. So whatever you make for dinner, you can make a quick Caesar salad, you can throw this on chicken as a marinade. It's super versatile, really, really delicious, and just lots of yummy flavor. It's really good. It's really delicious. Building blocks recipe number 1, done. On to building blocks number 2. Building blocks number 2, sumac pickled onions. I love these babies. I eat them with everything. You make eggs in the morning, put some sumac pickled onions. You make tacos, put some sumac pickled onions. Hamburgers, chicken, roasted vegetables, salads. It is good with everything. It is the vinegary punch you don't even know you need. And it is so easy to make. I have 2 purple onions, halved, peeled, thinly sliced in a jar. Watch this. Sugar, right on top. Hopefully most of it goes in your jar. Sumac. Some apple cider vinegar. Watch, all of that's gonna go down. It's gonna get everywhere. The sumac is gonna turn the purple onions even more purple. It's gonna be delicious for your mouth, delicious for your eyes. Some hot water, that's gonna be the pickling element. And some salt. We're gonna get the cover on these. Close it up. Give it a little shake. We wanna get the sumac, the salt, the sugar, everything incorporated and distributed, and that's it. This can go in your fridge optimally for 48 hours. I never wait 48 hours because I need to eat them all the time. And that's it. Leave them in your fridge for up to a month. It will change your life. I don't know if this is a building blocks for everybody, but it really should be. We are making techina. Techina is so much more than techina. In our house, it gets drizzled on salads, It obviously gets eaten with falafel and shawarma, but it's a dip for bread, it's a dip for vegetables, it's a marinade for chicken. It's just something that can stay in your fridge for a good 2 weeks, and it's so easy and simple to make and adds so much flavor to whatever you serve it with. So in my life, it's definitely a building block. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is get the garlic in the food processor with lemon juice. Now, techina is definitely personal. Not everybody loves garlic and lemon in their techina. This is how I like it. If you make it and you taste it and it's too lemony or not garlicky enough or too garlicky, play with it. You can do so many things. Sometimes I add a jalapeno in at this step and blend that up, and then we have a spicy techina. Sometimes I use lime juice instead of lemon juice. Change it up that way. You can put parsley, you can put cilantro. You can really, really customize it to your liking. We're gonna add in our salt and pepper. I just like to blend everything up before I add in the techina because I like to make sure that the garlic is really, really finely chopped before I add it in, because I never want to bite into an actual chunk of garlic when I'm dipping in my super smooth techina. Okay, once your garlic is really nicely pureed, you can go in with the rest of your ingredients. I'm gonna start with my techina. There we go. You want to use the best quality techina you could find because that's the main ingredient, so you really want it to taste delicious. And we're gonna get our cover back on. And now before we start blending, you want to have a cup of ice water next to you. Literally ice water. The colder the water, the better. The colder the water, the creamier, the whiter, the smoother, and the more delicious your techina will be. It sounds crazy. You're like, oh, I'll just use room temperature water, it'll be fine. It won't be fine. Use ice water. Okay? The thing is with the water is that because of how the techina bottles are, like where there's sediments on the bottom and you get a different amount of the top of the jar and the bottom of the jar each time you use the techina, the water amount is gonna vary. So you wanna put in a little bit of water, wipe down the sides of the bowl, and then check the consistency. That's perfect. We don't need to add any more water today. If your techina was still a little bit too thick, you can add a few more drops at a time. Remember, you can always add, but you can't take out, so go slow. Let's give this a taste before we put it in the jar. So good, so good. I could lick techina. I could just drink the bowl. Give me a spoon and I'm good. Let's get this into our jar and add it to our other building blocks. Okay, recipe number 3, done. Building block number 4, basic vinaigrette. Something simple, no mayonnaise, something light you can throw on top of a salad, you can throw it on top of chicken and bake it, and something so versatile, you don't need to do what I'm doing. We're making a balsamic vinaigrette today, but you can switch the balsamic vinegar for apple cider vinegar, pomegranate vinegar, lemon, lime. Any form of acidity is really good here. It's basically just the ratio that matters, and it's super easy. We're gonna put in some shallot. Try to get it in the jar. Some pepper, salt, Dijon mustard. Now, if you don't like mustard, you could leave it out. The mustard is just gonna help the mixture emulsify and thicken a little bit. I like it, I like the taste of it, but if you don't like it, feel free to leave it out. And balsamic vinegar. The standard ratio for our vinaigrette is 2 to 1, meaning you want double the amount of oil to vinegar. I find that you don't really need that amount of oil, so instead of going double the amount of oil to vinegar, I usually just go 1.5 times the amount of oil to vinegar. Give it a good shake. Really good. We really want that mustard to help emulsify the vinegar and the oil. Boom. Building block number 4, done. Recipe number 5, garlic mayo. This is something I always have in my fridge because I usually make it on a Thursday for Friday for Shabbos, and I have leftovers to last me the whole week. It's super easy, takes really quick, and all with ingredients that you have in your house. You want to start with a container, something long and tall. Sometimes immersion blenders come with a container. You could use that, or you could use a quart size plastic container. We're going to add oil, a whole egg, just right in. Careful so that it doesn't break. Some pepper. Salt. Some Dijon mustard. You could leave out the mustard again. It does help the mixture emulsify. It's kind of a cheat in mayonnaises. The juice of half a lemon. And chopped garlic. You really want to chop the garlic before you get it in here because you want to give the immersion blender a head start so that right away everything can start emulsifying. Okay, now here's where the magic happens. You want to take your blender, hold it on top, and we're not going to turn it on until the second it touches the bottom, but we're going to move very quickly. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Don't move it. Don't move. See how the oil is slowly streaming into the mayonnaise? Your patience is rewarded. Because you were so diligent in being so patient about lifting up your blender, look at what you got. You got thick and creamy and beautiful and delicious garlic mayo from scratch by hand. Look at this, look at this. You could cut it with a knife. Can you see that? That is good stuff, and that is what you want. Building blocks recipe number 5, complete. These can go in your fridge now. You can use them all week with all different recipes. Stay tuned to see how we're gonna use them. For these recipes and more delicious, easy building blocks recipes to stock your fridge with, go check out kosher.com. Thanks for joining, everyone.